Hi, my name is Alex. I used to think change was something you prepared for, like a storm you see coming from miles away. But the truth is, most of the time, change just happens. One morning you wake up and everything is different and no one warned you. That's what happened to me. For over 10 years, I worked at a mid-sized tech company, Innovex Solutions. It was stable, well-paying, and to be honest, pretty comfortable. We had our routines, our teams, our regular clients. For me, work was like a familiar maze. I knew the corners. I knew where to find my cheese. Now, when I say cheese, I mean that figuratively. It wasn't actual dairy. Cheese was the good stuff, the things we all chased. Promotions, praise, projects we loved, job security, and maybe the dream of early retirement. Everyone in the office had their own definition of cheese. There were 4 of us who stuck together like a small tribe: me, Ben, Charlie, and Derek. Ben was the intuitive one. Quiet, but always alert. He could sniff out when something was off in the air, a merger, a shakeup, a strategic pivot. Charlie was his shadow, fast, focused, quick to act. If Ben saw a change coming, Charlie was already packing his bags for it. They worked well together. Always moving, always scanning. Then there was Derek. He was different. Grounded, reliable, but stubborn. Derek believed in routines. He believed that once you earned your cheese, it was yours to keep. "We've put in the years," he'd say. "We deserve this." And then there was me. Somewhere in between. I liked stability, but I also got restless. I envied Ben's instincts and Charlie's speed, but I often found myself sitting beside Derek, convincing myself things would stay good forever, and for a while, they did. It started subtly. A canceled meeting. A change in management tone. Ben noticed it first. "You smell that?" he asked one morning over coffee. "Smell what?" I replied, half laughing. "Uncertainty," he said. "Something's shifting." Charlie didn't wait. He quietly began learning new tools. Took up weekend coding sprints. Started networking. I asked him why, and he just shrugged. "Just keeping my shoes near the door," he said. I didn't get it then. Meanwhile, Derek and I stayed the course. We believed in loyalty. In consistency. We were proud of our work. And we thought the company valued us for it. Then came the announcement. Corporate restructuring. Downsizing. Reallocation of roles. Project cancellations. It felt like someone had come into our maze and snatched the cheese clean off the table. The department we were in? Dissolved. The perks we loved? Gone. Our titles? Flattened into something ambiguous and forgettable. The path ahead? Murky. Ben was gone within 2 weeks. Not fired. He left. Just walked out one morning after a meeting. Took a job with a startup that hadn't even launched yet. Charlie followed. He didn't even blink. Had his resume ready, interviews lined up. "Change isn't the enemy," he told me. "Staying still is." Derek was furious. "They can't do this to us," he said. "We gave them years. This isn't fair." And he was right. But fairness didn't seem to matter anymore. Derek and I kept showing up. We waited for things to return to normal. We thought the cheese would be put back, just a matter of time, Derek kept saying. They'll realize their mistake. Weeks passed. The office felt colder. The break room quieter. The emails slower. I stopped enjoying mornings. I stopped believing in the job. One night, I stayed late. Everyone had gone. I sat in that sterile glow of my monitor, staring at a half-finished report that no one cared about. And I felt something I hadn't allowed myself to feel before. Fear. What if the cheese was never coming back? What if I was trapped here, waiting for something that didn't exist anymore? That weekend, I did something I hadn't done in years. I took a walk. Just me and my thoughts. I remembered Ben. His words, "Smell the change." And Charlie, "Keep your shoes near the door." And I realized they weren't smarter than me. They weren't luckier. They just moved. I had spent weeks, months even, waiting for the world to fix itself. For things to go back. But what if there was no going back? That night, I opened my laptop and started looking for something else. Not just a job, a direction. A new maze. A new source of cheese, and the funny thing was, the moment I stopped waiting, I started feeling alive again. It didn't happen overnight. It took effort. Doubt followed me every step, but slowly I began moving again. I reskilled. I connected. I took interviews. I even faced rejections, but I didn't stop. One day, I landed a consulting gig. Short-term, but refreshing. New people. New challenge. It wasn't perfect, but it was mine. I ran into Charlie months later. He looked happy. He was running a small product team. I asked about Ben. He was overseas, building something from scratch. Neither of them looked back. And Derek? I wish I had better news. He's still at the company. Still hoping the old cheese returns. Still angry. Still stuck. I visit him sometimes. We talk. But I can see it in his eyes, he's not living. He's waiting. So why am I telling you this? Because if you're listening to this story, chances are your cheese has moved. Or maybe it will soon. Maybe you're in a relationship that's stopped growing. A job that's gone stale. A dream that no longer feeds you and you're scared. That's okay. I was too, but let me tell you this, the maze is bigger than you think. There's more cheese out there. But you have to move. You have to be willing to let go of what was to discover what could be. That's the lesson I learned. So if you're standing still right now, I just have one question for you. Are you ready to move?